Hey guys, Coach Steven here, taking you through another functional strength workout. So yeah, all the tools behind me I made myself at my house. You could do the same. I've done how-tos on almost all of them on my YouTube channel and I believe on my Facebook and possibly my Instagram as well. But yeah, that material is on my channels if you're interested in how to make these. I tell you. And yeah, I've also got it step-by-step instructionals. That my free stuff is pretty good. You'll learn a lot. My paid-for stuff gives you a more structured approach on how to learn step-by-step. It's a bit more in-depth. Anyhow, let me talk less and do more. So yeah, I'm just going to be doing a general strength workout. I'm going to do a very brief basic mobility assessment on myself. So utilizing the staff, I'm using the staff to check my joints. How does my shoulders feel? How does my scapula feel? How do my elbows feel? How do my wrists feel? How's the alignment on everything? So I'm checking alignment and I'm checking tension. I'm checking how the muscles are working together. So, I can feel that I needed to connect this lat a bit more than the other side. The shoulder didn't feel quite right. In the back of the shoulder, the lat, I think possibly the teres minor, it's not quite right. So yeah, as you can see, I'm engaging there in the back of the shoulder. Give you a close up of what I'm actually doing. So yeah, playing with activating different stabilizers and moving, like seeing how much mobility do I have, how much is the shoulder blade raising, how much is it rolling forward. Yeah, so checking the mobility, connection, range of motion. Yeah. So that's flexing, isometric contractions, but then making it not even isometric. It's making it a contraction, negative eccentric rep kind of contraction, like you're doing a weight. But instead of doing a concentric rep, you're doing an eccentric rep, but you're doing like eccentric isometrics. Well, you can do it both ways. You're just using your own muscle tone, your own muscles to pull against you. You're pulling against yourself. Your muscular system's pulling against your muscular system. Yeah. You can do that through range of motion. It gives you a very good sense of what's underactive, what's overactive. You can feel something in the back of this arm when I flex. So something's happening in here. Right there. I don't know if you can see. Okay. So, yeah, take care of your body, warm up, mobilize, link your mind to how you're feeling, how your nervous system's feeling, to your posture, to your connection. So this is demonstrational. Yeah, demonstration and some pointers on connecting with your body. You want to get the best workout possible, spend a little bit of time embodying yourself, engaging with your nervous system, engaging with your posture, engaging with how you feel. Yeah, and then you get to it. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of Indian clubs quick. These are homemade clubs. I made these with PVC pipe, food cans, repurposed, filled with concrete, put some nails in that the concrete set into, and yeah, I made some clubs. Whoop.
Okay, so working swaying motions with the clubs. As you can see, there's a lot of
Different
rotation
ways of
happening at the wrist, at the
using
elbow, at the shoulder. You can see if you look at the shoulder, you can actually see the muscle fibers activating, triggering, pulsing. Okay, yeah, moving up and down, so it's more stabilization, less rotation. So it's more like a piston moving like a train. You can move this, you can see the shoulder moving forward and moving back. Okay, adding more of a rotation element. You can see there's a lot more of a sway and energy propagation that moves through the body to do those rotations. Okay, yeah, scissoring back and forth into a rotation, up and down, forward rotation, lift. So we're flexing and extending, flexing, extending, flexing, extending. Oh, power overwhelming. Some StarCraft there for you guys, for the fans out there. Yeah, so yeah, getting thoracic extension, getting the hands up, activating the muscles in the back, posterior stabilizes as well as mobilizes. You can see a lot of muscle activation in the back, around the shoulders, around the shoulder blades. Yeah, nice. You see extension. You see a lot of movement around the shoulder blades. And a lot of people are very rigid and locked up. They have very poor stabilization, dynamic stabilization, and you need your shoulder blades to dynamically stabilize your shoulder.
False alarm, it was the next door neighbor.
Okay, so now we've shifted into a deeper squat, a deeper lunge, a deeper stance. I want to try incorporate more core activation as well as more leg activation, foot to core sequencing. So you're still trying to keep the clubs quite high. This is going to help with core engagements. It's going to help with engagement in those posterior stabilizers, especially in the shoulder blade, your rotator cuff, your rhomboids, your lats, your serratus. See with the pronation, where the arm comes out like that, the serratus needs to stabilize the shoulder blade. So yeah, we're working at coordination here. Coordination, stabilization, but mobility as well. So functional mobility, exploring range of motion in a manner that teaches your body how to coordinate, how to enter the range of motion, how to access the range of motion, and how to control motion in that range of motion. Functional range of motion. It's what we're after, man. So sinking down nice and deep, getting a stretch on the hip flexors, getting nice thoracic extension there, working a lot of muscles simultaneously. Looking forward, looking back. So there, I was looking forward, looking back, working the neck. A lot of muscles in the spine that need to rotate and adapt and change to allow you to look in different positions. So yeah, working rotation. You see a lot of muscle activation from all the way from the ground up. Calf, quads, hamstring, back, shoulders, lats, everything's working. It's not a super heavy weight, but it's a super functional workout, man. Gotta love these things. Okay, so yeah, it's keeping deep, working those legs, working mobility, working joint range of motion, working core stabilization, back to rotation. Yeah, just holding the clubs in different ways, moving the weight around a little bit, experimenting, playing, trying to stretch that glute, working on that rotation of the hip, sinking deeper into it. Yeah, keeping the clubs a little bit higher, keeping the core engaged, keeping the chest extended through. Stretching some more, stepping through, working both sides, trying to get a fairly symmetrical work on the body. What you do on one side, you want to try to do on the other side. You always want to be mindful of the range of motion on one side, and you want to try to be mindful of replicating that on the other side. Synergy, you want balance. One side's going to be tighter than the other, one side's going to be weak, one side's going to be stronger. These things are natural. We're not in perfect posture all the time, training the body perfectly, but this kind of training helps restore and recalibrate the body. It restores function, it restores calibration, it restores coordination and synergy, the ability to use the body as a unity, to unify the body in purpose, unify momentum and energy propagation through the body across multiple joints, across multiple muscles, unifying intent to achieve desired outcomes. It's a very complex adaptive competence that takes place to actually move. It's one of the reasons we have such big brains. We're built for this stuff. Not doing it damages us. It really, really does. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. All these things are interconnected, and not humaning fucks us up. If you don't human the way we're meant to human, it stresses us out, man. This is all stuff that helps us engage with our body, helps us engage with reality, helps stimulate our nervous system, our cardiovascular system. It helps with lymphatic flow, it helps with hormone regulation, just general well-being. So you don't have to do what I'm doing here, but you need to do something dynamic, something challenging, something that stimulates you. Stimulates and challenges you. You grow outside your comfort zone. Your comfort zone's where you sit and not much happens. You're already well adapted to it. You're very comfortable, and very little growth or expansion of your being happens there. You need to, sure, have your home base, but be willing to step out of it. Be willing to challenge yourself. Be willing to learn and grow and expand and refine. And when necessary, restructure. You're going to figure out that you're probably wrong on a whole bunch of stuff, and when you figure that out, don't be a jackass. Be willing to change. Realize your errors. Change. Learn. So that's where the restructuring is. Grow, refine. When necessary, restructure. Don't be a hard ass. Don't be a moron. Love learning. It'll serve you well in life. And you're not talking much. Just much love, people.
That's tiring. Okay, carrying on with the workout, the functional strength workout. It's particularly good for MMA, martial arts, but the functionality will branch into multiple domains and disciplines based on just the functional nature of the mobility and the strength and coordination. Okay, so I'm going to be doing a little bit with a sandbag. Okay, so here, it's 40 kgs. It's, I believe it's river sand and small aggregate stones. It's a concrete mix, definitely. Got some sandbags, river sandbags, some different types. For the weight is the same. Okay, so tucking it up on one shoulder, walking around a little bit, dropping it into the arm, walking, trying off to the side, in front, stepping differently, tucking arm under, switching, out to the side. Just maneuvering it around.
Alright, so you can see here I'm trying to adjust the weight distribution in the bag, shuffling and shifting and sieving the weight to try to get it even. It's not perfect, but it's functional. Whacking out a few push-ups, but keeping the core engaged, keeping the spine protected, keeping the hips from dropping or collapsing. So maintaining that posterior chain of stabilization and connection. Shifting back, stretching the adductors. Do this stuff carefully, guys. Carefully. When you working outside your ability or comfort zone, especially with resistance, accidents happen quickly and they can be bad if you're being reckless. Slow incremental improvement, slow incremental exploration of your ability, and just expanding your being step by step, incrementally over time. Challenge yourself a bit, trigger an adaptive response, give yourself the recovery time necessary, the nutrition necessary, the rest necessary, and then repeat the cycle. Specific adaptations to impose demands. Train, challenge yourself, let yourself recover and adapt, let adaptation take place to the training that you did. And just repeat. That cycle takes time, but you get stronger and smarter and more able as time goes on. Whoa, look at that shit. Yeah, throw that bag over your head. First time I've ever done that. Actually, I was surprised, but it went out quite well. See, shuffle, keep the weights on top of the pelvis, keep it stacked. The knee through, carrying it. Okay, there, I'm tired. Put that shit down.
Some
Take
ideas
a break,
with
talk. Cheers.
how to use a sandbag. Give you a solid workout. Sandbag, concrete bag, weighs costs next to nothing. It's easy to get hold of. Phenomenal workout. Don't miss out. Go get one. Do stuff. Yeah, carrying on. So did a bit with the sandbag. I'm going to move the sandbag quickly and grab a power stone or a strength. Okay, so let's grab this one. What I'm going to do though is take some dirt and just do that. It's very much the same as chalk in effect. Oh, I haven't swung this one in a while. Underestimated it.
Okay, so here we've got a strength stone or a power stone or a chiishi. So basically a stone you use to train strength, functional dynamic strength. And as you can see, swinging it around is quite a dynamic, challenging thing to do. There's a lot of stabilization across multiple joints throughout the whole body. You got to have foot to core sequencing, you got to have core stabilization, you got to have shoulder stabilization, you got elbow and wrist stabilization, you got to sequence lifting and rotation, you got to time gravity, time the arc of the momentum of the lift and the angular velocity of the object. So you're developing an intuitive understanding of momentum, leverage, angular velocity. Working just this stone on a stick, man. It's primitive, but it's also super sophisticated. This is vastly superior to most types of training. You can see the functional range of motion, shoulder stability, driving through and stepping. So there's a kinetic link all the way from the floor all the way to the wrist, the fingers. You're training your grip, you're training your elbow, your shoulders, your shoulder blade, the muscles in your back, your spine, your core, your breathing, your intra-abdominal pressure, regulating your intra-abdominal pressure to change the viscosity of your abdomen, basically the energy durability. It changes depending on how rigid and how much pressure you have, how much core activation you have, how much pressure you have in your lungs, your pelvic floor connection, stabilization. There's so many factors that are coming into play here. You're just training everything by swinging a fucking stone around. It's awesome. And for the guys out there, ladies, you might not get this, but for the guys out there, this is just, it's this awesome training with the stone, man. You feel like a caveman, barbarian, warrior. To me, I just love it, man. I was born to do this kind of stuff. Okay, I'm gonna end off there. I don't want to run my mouth too much.
Hope you're enjoying, hope you're getting some ideas, hope you're getting some inspiration. Humaning, man. Humaning. Let's take it to another level.